Friends, we were discussing outcome-based education in the last session tomorrow. It is in connection with that, as a follow-up of that presentation, that I have chosen mentoring in higher education. Actually, it is in higher education, not especially in teacher education. As a professional responsibility of the teacher educators for discussion during the one session today. To this session, we will be reflecting on you participants' perception on mentoring. Even though I haven't asked directly about mentoring, you have all completed nearly 19%. I think only that much participants are here.
No, 30.
Oh, okay. Okay. Only 19 participants have responded to that questionnaire, and nearly I think 200, more than 200 students of you have responded on their relationship with their teacher educators, not exactly with the person whom they have shared that tool. And also they have responded the areas on which they will like more support and guidance from their teacher educators. So that type of reflection from the participants on the perception of support and guidance required for their students, and student teachers perception of the requirement of such guidance and support. And we will look into how much match that perceptions of teacher educators and student teachers have, so that we will get some idea about where to improve, where students are expecting more than what we are expecting or trying to give them. So we can improve as teacher educators by giving support and help in areas we generally neglect, because we feel that different teachers may not require such a support from our part. It will help us become better teacher educators, and we will also be discussing some points were raised by student teachers as specific help that they require or desire from their teacher educators, how to do such a, how to impart such help as part of the day-to-day teaching or supporting, etc. we do as teacher educators or student teachers. Then before moving on to the analysis of our responses and hence consequent discussion, I would like to hear from you, either by audio or through chatting, your views on what is mentoring. What comes to your mind when you hear the word mentoring, and what are its characteristics or goals? And if you have been a mentor or a mentee, and you think any real life example of successful mentoring relationships from your experiences, please.
Monitoring.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, not only monitoring, individual discussion with interaction with the lifestyle of all the students, and how the individual relation with the teachers.
Sir, it was like a Gurukula system where teacher and student relationship are mutual responses. close
Gurukula.
relationship about the students' abilities, everything. Knowledge about, complete knowledge about the students.
Oh,
Teacher becomes the another parent to the student
Yes,
because by means of this mentoring.
second parent.
Second parent.
okay. Okay. That is one of the view, I think, of a great person. Teachers are as second parents. Then others.
Emotional support for learning.
One has Lizzie George has stated that mentoring is acting as well-wisher of students. Then what other? Okay, so I feel that you are all having the same concept as me about mentoring.
One-to-one discussion and individual care. How do you call it as individual care? That itself because of mentoring.
Okay, on one discussion. Okay.
So overall development of students.
Overall development of students. Okay, it is you have complete knowledge of learner, overall development of student. Then is it not teaching also?
Includes all the
When educating, we have this overall development of child in mind or learner in mind.
Sir, what we said, the one-to-one discussion means not only personal, concern to syllabi and some other curricular aspect and co-curricular, all those.
Oh, it includes both curricular and co-curricular.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Any other viewpoint? Any commerce people there in your group? If
guidance and support, sir.
Guidance and support for what?
One second. The mentor helps navigate challenges, set goals, and makes decisions. Some things.
Okay. Is there a business people or commerce people having commerce background like that? Then I would like to hear from them too, because they can have some other idea about mentoring. This is why I am asking.
Okay.
Sir, may I add?
Yeah, sure.
Sir, mentoring is the process where the teacher or the trainer and the trainee come in contact beyond the academic requirements for interpersonal support and handling issues that may directly or indirectly impede the academic achievement of the trainee.
Okay, good. Then one thing I have to make clear, why I asked this question at the outset was, in teacher education, when we think of mentoring, there can be an entirely different idea about what it is. Because when we search for mentoring in teacher education, I'm not intending to discuss that part, but I have to mention that at the outset, because mentoring in teacher education usually means the help given to the student teacher at the time of internship by the cooperating teacher at school for the development of professional competence of the student teachers. It is the usual meaning limited to the teacher education context. But we are not going to discuss that aspect today. We are discussing mentoring in its general sense, that it is the help given by a mentor, a senior, a experienced person to a mentee who is a student teacher. In our case, who is less experienced, who is learning and trying to become a competent professional. So mentor-mentee relationship is like an equal relationship, but one is more experienced, it is more personal relationship, that in that way. Then So this is the essence, and I will add some more ideas too. Is that mentoring is support given by someone, another person, and that support is directed towards development of the less experienced, less developed person. So mentoring is a supportive and developmental relationship between a more experienced individual, that is mentor, and a less experienced individual, that is mentee, which involves guidance in a usual sense, and also encouragement, even knowledge sharing, and other types of supports as the situation calls for. And the process is generally intended to help the mentee achieve not only their personal goals, it also includes academic and professional goals, as in the case of teaching. And mentoring generally focuses on personal and professional growth and development that you have to focus on. It is regarding the personal and professional development of the individuals, especially in qualities like building self-confidence, and as you have already mentioned, navigating the challenges of the profession, navigating the challenges of the life, navigating the challenges of the 21st century and our present day context, and also the ability to develop and explore newer opportunities that are emerging. So one thing I have to make clear regarding mentoring, there is no single accepted definition. Even now, in the latest theoretical overviews on mentoring shows very different types of definition. For example, the origin of that mentor word, even though we very frequently use that word in our academic parlance today because of this NAC, UGC, etc. requirements, and also in the lifelong learning context, etc. It is originated from business world, where or industrial world, where a less experienced trainee goes for an internship. A trainee is going to an industry in order that he get more experience in a particular job or skill, and there will be some other person who is operating the machine or doing some experienced work. The trainee is acting as a mentee under that experienced mentor, so that he learns the skill of the job. That was the original meaning. In our case, also it will apply in a very good way, because student teachers are coming under us as we are considered more experienced, we are better professionals, more experienced professionals, and the student teachers are learning professional or novice professionals, novice people are learning from us by modeling us. That is one way. One way we can equate that industrial meaning with our meaning, our context. Then it is more than that. Most of you, when tried to explain what mentoring is, focused on the personal relationship. It can be individual relationships, one-to-one individual relationship, but mentoring nowadays in classrooms are group activities also. It can be a teacher and a class. It will be acting as a mentor to the whole class, will be giving some instructions, guidance to the whole group. It need not be always very personal and individualistic. That is one. Then another one is that when we say that it is personal, we also mean that it is informal. It need not be informal. It can be a very formal relationship where there is a systematic, structured experiences being imparted by the mentor person, the mentee. Then now, what I have been trying to say is that mentoring, though we use it very frequently, has no accepted definition, but is generally supportive developmental relationship between a more experienced person with a less experienced person, so that whole aspects of the person's development are facilitated. It is coming from the facilitating theory as well. It is Rogers has put forward that facilitating theory, and there are other reasons for also for mentoring emerging as an interesting field for educators. Can you mention why mentoring is increasingly important today? Please.
Sir, now 2 years B.Ed course. In this, but
No, it is not in B.Ed only, madam. It is generally.
yeah,
I think
generally
there are
it is
less of
used, but
mentors than
I am telling about the syllabus which related to B.Ed. In B.Ed, 2 groups will be there. Method master cannot go all the way. So a cooperative teacher or the school teacher will be made as a mentor teacher, and thus then onwards we find mentoring came. Before that, it was there in mentoring, like school level, to share the teacher's work, to easy the teacher work, and to if the strength of the students is more in the classroom, so teacher can utilize the fast working students, can evaluate others, and they help the teachers. So in that way, they involved in mentoring.
Okay, that is one reason. Good reason that we have a lot of time in 2-year B.Ed, and also there are senior students and junior students, and there are differences among the sets of teacher educators who have different sets of experience, being coming from the different subject backgrounds, etc. This is a good reason for mentoring being discussed in teacher education sets. Any other reason why mentoring is emerging as a teacher teaching activity in higher education in general also? Please.
Sir, develop the skills, confidence.
Yeah. Confidence is an important that was mentioned by another person also. Then,
Sir, may I?
Yeah, sure. Anyone can.
Sir, higher education is the phase where after education, the person is going to enter the world of work. And with increasing complexity in the entry system, like written examinations, interviews, and the processes of applications, there are students who come into higher education but need assistance and guidance to convert their knowledge that they have gained into a good vocation or a job or a career, and therefore a teacher who has understood the individual by virtue of having taught him and also has good awareness of the career paths is in the best position to guide the person. And also most systems in higher education now involve the internship phase, which trains the individual for the world of work. And going to that individual, the person has very different challenges, which are based on individual differences, which cannot all the time be addressed in a classroom setting. And therefore, mentoring becomes very important.
Sir, may I?
Yeah, sure.
Sir, in our college, we are having that practice, that mentoring, not only in internship courses, in also day-to-day activities of the college. Also, we are having this mentoring report like that. Every month, we are splitting various groups, all the students, and allotted to teachers. And by that, we are going to take the in the one-to-one discussions regards the curricular and co-curricular, and is there any difference of opinion or any difficulties and some other that may clarifies like that. My mentoring going on in our college, sir. Like that also there is an importance.
Okay, that was a good proposal. That
every month we are going to write the reports.
Pardon, sir?
For every month we are going to write the report as in the individual student.
You have to formally submit a report of work was done in these mentoring groups. Is it like that?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Then is there a particular period allotted in our timetable for mentoring?
For every month, we are writing the report.
Pardon?
Sir, in timetable tutorial,
class, sir.
the word is
Tutorial class. Put
Okay,
in a
okay,
week one
okay,
class,
okay.
sir.
tutorial
Tutorial
class.
class.
That caused one confusion. We have a tutorial period. Is
Yes, sir.
tutorial and mentoring same?
No, sir, no.
No, sir. No, sir. No, sir.
No.
Little bit
No,
of
sir.
bit,
So
regarding this.
I think tutorial is some systematic support given to a few people who are assigned to us on the academic part of the curriculum. And maybe we will be doing some sort of personal support as well, but the focus is on helping the student learn and achieve what is intended by the program or course. When mentoring comes, it is more personal, more developmental, more supportive, etc. But it is part of the today moment-to-moment teaching. It is part of both the tutorial as well as the class hours, and as well as the part of the corridor type of relationships. This is not limited to the formal hours. It can be informal as well. So it is a more generic term. It is not tutorial only. It is not teaching only. It is not lecturing only. It is not just guidance and counseling given by some expert counselor, etc., to a student who is facing problem or like that. It is not like that. Okay. So you have mentioned a lot of reasons why mentoring is gaining in importance nowadays, but there are other reasons as well. For example, we were discussing the context of outcome-based education yesterday. Have you thought of the most important outcomes that we can set for teacher education? We all have good chosen type of program outcomes we have set for our B.Ed or M.Ed or D.L.Ed programs. Can you cite the most important abilities, qualities, or skills which were referred to in these program outcomes? I think you all have that program outcomes as the initial pages of your curriculum. You all have stated that you have a well-stated quality program outcomes for your program in yesterday's questionnaire. Then, what are the key words, key qualities that we want to inculcate in our students or help them achieve as the part of the as the consequence of the program? What were they?
One thing is, sir, they need to have patience listening, and they need to share experiences. Then they may develop
they
insight
outcomes?
by sharing
Are they
experience.
outcomes or are they these the activities or the processes? Is this patience listening or having acquiring experiences, etc., the outcome, or is the way of achieving the outcome?
Way of achieving the outcome.
What
It's
are
process.
the most important outcomes of any higher education, including
Quality.
teacher education?
That's what confidence in doing their teaching,
Confidence
learning
is the
process.
outcome. Okay, then
They will have insight over their teaching experiences, their skills. They review their skills, they refine their skills, and they improve themselves.
okay.
Self-learning will be there, sir. Self-esteem, they will increase.
Overall, they come to adjust with the society.
Adjustment.
Yes.
Then are these the important terms in your program outcomes? Do you remember anyone from your program outcomes? Adjustment can be there.
Growth,
I think one of the maybe one of the outcome might relate with the adjustment of the person or individual or the teacher with the larger global or national or local context like that. There will be one program outcome. Maybe maybe self-development, self-esteem, self-evaluation, self-monitoring, self-regulation, self-learning, lifelong learning, like that outcome can be there. Then others, what other outcomes are stated? Yes.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah, sure.
So,
Good morning.
so mentor and mentoring will
No,
help.
we are now focusing on what we were trying to discuss why this mentoring has gained in importance today. In present day world context, not only in India but across the globe, and not only in teacher education but across the whole higher education, even school education levels. But we are focusing mainly on the higher education level. As teacher educators, we are teaching at higher education level, and we are trying to incorporate mentoring also as part of our teaching. And we were discussing why mentoring has gained in importance, and I tried to relate it with the outcome-based education also. It is one of the reasons why mentoring is mentioned by NAC or other accrediting bodies and UGC, etc., as one of the fundamental duties of teachers and higher education processes. It relates with the stated outcomes of our higher education as well. That is why I am trying to take from you some of the important outcomes, program outcomes you have stated in your B.Ed or M.Ed or DL.Ed curricula, etc.
So
you have mentioned a few self-esteem adjustment, then gaining insight into the world of work, etc., and developing skills, especially professional skills, maybe like that, then refining their knowledge, then building in confidence, etc., are some of the because mentioned. Can there be others? That's why I asking.
Come out from all the problems.
All the problems.
Yes.
No, sir. We cannot help leaders to come out of
mentoring
all the problems
Increase,
because they will
sir,
continue to.
increase one-to-one communication.
So we are digressing. So I
mentoring
will
will
show
help
you
us
something.
to identify.
Please,
Professional growth.
The mentoring will help us to identify.
please see the slide now. Is it visible for you?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
We
See,
identify
Sir, to
slowly
develop
and
responsibility and
advance
work culture, sir.
Yeah. Good. One of the basis of outcome-based education, and mentioning it both in teacher education and higher education. I'm consciously mentioning this OBE is transforming the life of the learners, transforming the higher education, transforming the curricula, transforming the education. So that transformation requires that the teaching learning process, the higher education process, has to shift from mere content oriented, subject oriented, academic experiences to more interdisciplinary, multidisciplinary experiences, such that what is gained in our classrooms from the campuses can be better related to the lives. It is only a intermediary step that we are shifting from very technical academic experiences to more intermediate type of experiences where it is both academic as well as life related, in the case of interdisciplinary subjects or interdisciplinary learning, interdisciplinary experiences, etc. And then to more transformative learning, more transformative outcomes like this. These are called transformative outcomes because this applies to transforming the learner into a fully performing human being. So in order to make every learner not an academic expert, not an interdisciplinary researcher, but a fully functioning individual, fully performing person who can deal with the everyday problems in whatever context it may be. It may be in academic context, it may be in a domestic context, it may be in social context, it may be in relation to the world of work. Whatever life area we choose, these abilities are important. So whether in teaching, whether in other professions, or whether just for learning purpose, what learners actually has to acquire, we all know that they have to become better learners and thinkers. That is one individual quality. They have to become better implementers, and not only to learn and think, but they have to learn how to implement and perform the experiences they gain from learning and thinking. Then how to solve problems, and then plan, design, and create, produce, etc. Based on their problem solving. So these are the lower half is showing some basic individual qualities like thinking, learning, implementing, performing, problem finding, problem solving, planning, designing, creating, producing, etc. You just refer to the LOCF that I have referred to you yesterday, learning outcome-based curriculum framework proposed by UGC. And also there is a recent document on higher education qualification framework. Have you referred to that? Have anybody seen higher education qualification frameworks? It was published by UGC in, I think, May 2023. Have you seen that document? Please respond. Am I not audible for you?
No, sir. No, sir.
You haven't seen. After this session, you please go to the Google and just type higher education qualification framework. It is just a, I think, 54 page document. Everybody have to see that, because from next year or within 2 years, we have to ensure that whatever qualifications are referred in that document has to be ensured in all our B.Ed students or M.Ed students according to the level of their degree, whether it is bachelor degree or whether it is postgraduate degree, or whether it is even doctoral degree. They have listed qualification frameworks. This should be the qualification. This should be the ability, like that. So this will be required from the graduate, postgraduate, and they have decided the levels also. A graduate student is entering the first semester graduation, I think, at level 4. And in the second year, they will be in the 4.5. And then in the third year, they will be at level 5. And in the fourth year, that is the 4-year graduation now, degree program, there will be, I think, 5.5. And in the first year or second year PG, they will be in the 6, position 6, like that. So they have decided higher education qualification levels. And according to that levels, they have defined the qualities that the graduates at that level should possess. In every level, that document mentions terms like this. That is why I am referring to that here. And by this opportunity, I may also mention to you, I understand that you have not seen that document, so that is why I am mentioning. You have to go through that higher education qualification framework. Then also there is a higher education credit frameworks, national credit frameworks. Have you seen that? N, C, R small and F, national credit frameworks. Again, May 2020, April 2023. One document is in May 2023 and the other one is April 2023. You have to go to that document, what they require from as credits. If the learners have completed a particular level, particular credits hours of instruction, they have underwent in an institution, they require that these qualities, this type of this is this fundamental life of performance role is not from that LOCF document. It is actually by SPADI, whom I have mentioned yesterday as the father of the outcome-based education all over the world. So he mentions these fundamental life performance roles as transformative outcomes. What I have mentioned at the first stage or yesterday was actually technical outcomes. Technical outcomes, for example, technically our student teachers have to acquire how to manage the classrooms, how to communicate in a classroom, how to assess their learners, how to maintain relationship with the parents, like that. It is technical requirement of the teaching profession. But that requirement may change. For example, when, for example, we may say that in the past, recent past itself, we had a lot of educational technology instruments in our educational technology lab. They all have become irrelevant now with the advent of this ICT, computer, tabs, and also ChatGPT, AI revolution, etc. All these gadgets, how to use that gadgets, technical competence to use that gadgets have become relevant today. So such abilities will become relevant, but these type of qualities, for example, becoming better learners, whoever it may be, whether teachers or not, better thinkers, better implementers of their learning and thinking, or better performers, whether we learn or think or implement, we have to be performers as well. Then better problem identifiers or finders and better problem solvers. It is a quality to identify problems also. What are the real problems in our even in a particular context like teaching, like that. Then better planners and designers, creators and producers, these are individual qualities. And at the above level, you see listeners and the communicators. It's a social quality. It will be relevant in every age. Better listeners and communicators. The medium of communication, mode of communication may change, but ability to communicate in general should be there. Then better leaders and organizers, the team members and partners, supporters and contributors, teachers and mentors. You see our word, teachers and mentors. This is one of the qualities required from every individual, not only the teacher, educator, or teacher. As per the proposal of William Spady. And a curriculum that inculcates these type of qualities is called transformative curriculum. A curriculum that transforms the life of the individual. A curriculum that transforms the conventional curricular practices, in our school and higher education. So we have actually what we have to teach. My point is that what we have to teach is not what education is, what psychology is, what educational psychology is, what educational sociology is, what educational technology is, what pedagogy is, what the content of our subject matter is, or what assessment is. Not like that. You have to teach all this. But they are taught with an intention to develop these qualities instead of merely becoming experts in the subject. So the attention should be at least equally on these type of qualities, along with the teaching competence that we have been referring yesterday. A lot of abilities were listed, like what I have mentioned just now, becoming better lesson planners, becoming persons who can set the items or test papers or assessments, becoming good class, who can manage classrooms in a very psychological, adaptive way. Then persons who can use educational technology both in classrooms and outside classrooms according to the age levels. Person who can understand the children and their development, etc. These are all important. But along with this, as much important should be there in developing this type of qualities. So here comes the importance of mentoring, because we are mostly in our mind subject teachers. I am teacher of educational psychology, one may say. One other person will take educational research, another person will take guidance and counseling. We are imparting knowledge and skills related to a subject matter. Instead of, we have to become teachers of human beings who are developing human qualities, human potentials. These are real human potentials which will transform the individual into better human beings. So focus of teaching, whatever level it may be, whether primary, secondary, or tertiary, it should be in developing these qualities as much as the academic technical abilities we usually mention as part of our duty. It is in order to focus on this aspect of our profession, we are mentioning mentoring. So this one reason. There are other reasons as well. OBE context and transformational program outcomes is one of the reasons why mentoring is gaining in importance. Then student diversity, we know. Our classrooms are not like olden days. I need not repeat to you, because we as a group itself is a very diverse group. Like that, our classrooms are becoming day by day more and more diverse. And catering to the individual needs within the classrooms and outside the classrooms, within the campus and outside the campus, becoming the duty of the teaching professional, and hence mentoring is important. Then, as many of you have mentioned, personalized education is important. You think about the days in which we have educated. We were almost sure that we'll become a teacher or teacher educator or like that. And our duty will be like this, preparing lecture notes, lecturing, then giving assignments, correcting assignments, giving scores like that. Think about a student who is doing ED now. What will be his task in future? He cannot say that he will be doing. Yesterday, 2 days back, there was an article in the Hindu Daily in the central page by Prime Minister's scientific advisor. It mentioned that artificial intelligence can, for example, artificial intelligence can identify a certain type of pulmonary cancer 3 years before even the most advanced instruments that exist today. So even a profession like medical profession, identification of diseases is becoming revolutionized by the advent of AI. What will happen to our profession? You know, I have that one of the apps with now me. You give any topic, it will give you most advanced and most relevant and most practical, most measurable, most smart, most achievable, most time-bound, realistic statement of outcomes. You give a topic, you give an outcome, and it will set you very quality question papers. Just in minutes, within 1 minute, 2 minutes, it will set the whole question paper with the name of your university, college, the name of the examination, name of the paper, time, the instruction for the candidate, type of question, a very quality question with comprehensiveness. What we were used to do is to teach blueprint of assessment, how to set good items for 2-3 months for B.Ed students. Now, what we were teaching and what they were learning, our B.Ed students were learning for months together, Bloom's taxonomy and all that. That task can be done by a computer, even our handset phone, mobile set, within minutes using that app. So what we teach becomes irrelevant. So personalized education, person-centered education, development of person qualities, more human qualities, where they can survive irrespective of whatever revolutionary changes to meet the uncertain future becomes more and more relevant today. That is why that transformative POs. Then as change is very fast, it's very, very fast. Curriculum is transforming in a day by day way. Lifelong learning becomes, in our days, we had that lifelong learning, was being introduced, open distance education was coming up. Then what happens now? A very human person, whether it is a little employee in a very rural area, or who runs that rickshaw, etc., have to learn new techniques. For example, you think about these Uber people, what they are using, how they are using maps, how they are calculating their tips, their share of percentage they have to get as income. Even such persons have to learn in a day-to-day way. That is why lifelong learning becomes important, and it is more so for us teachers and teacher educators. Then more and more, including teacher education and other professional educations, are becoming competence-based education. Also, we have that social constructivism as a rule and paradigm in our education, where we believe that education really is one-to-one relationship, where a mature person influences an immature person, where a more experienced person in a culture is influencing the development or the scaffolding of facilitating of the development of less experienced person in that culture is referred to. So that is the philosophy of education today. Social constructivism is the philosophy of education today. That is why mentoring becomes gaining importance. So there are many reasons why mentoring is gaining importance as a part of duty of teaching professionals. Then, what does mentoring intend? I have mentioned all these. There can be at least 4 areas from an teacher education perspective. One is academic development. Mentoring is for giving support, giving attention to academic development of our learners. It will be mostly taken care of by teaching, tutoring, etc. But for example, it is not limited to coursework only. Even when we are doing coursework, it's not. We will see that in the student responses. When we are teaching coursework, what we focus is course content, maybe concepts, particular skills. But how to learn that content? How to transform that content? How to acquire that skills? How to modify the skills they have already acquired is also important as much as the content or experiences that we impart in coursework. Then again, another area of academic development we focus through mentoring is research. Research activity, whether it is at a graduate level or postgraduate level, requires a lot of mentoring again. Because you think about the relationship. You are all doctors here. I can see Dr. Devaraja, Dr. Sahaya, Saila, etc. You are all doctors. You are completed PhD. How was our relationship with our supervisor? How can we define that? Whether it was teaching, whether it was just supervising, research. Even when we are very experienced researchers, there's a lot of mentoring, person-to-person relationships, discussions, clarification of ideas, then clarifying our doubts, raising questions, giving support when it is needed most, etc. Then mostly graduate students, even postgraduate students, their study skills, which we neglect as taken for granted. We all know how to make good PowerPoints, how to make good notes, Do our students know? Even one of the frequent jokes I pass in my classroom is, we have been taught to learn how to write a letter from the grade 4 onwards. Grade 4 activities, class 4 activities in schools require that you write a letter to your papa or mama or teacher or police officer in the next police station, etc. And that activity remains there till the B.Ed, even in the B.Ed curriculum. What does it mean? They are not acquiring the skill of how to write a personal letter, formal letter, official letter, etc. So study skill we taken for granted. How to read a paragraph, how to write a paragraph. One of the tasks I require you is teach all your students how to write a good paragraph. It's not important. In the thick of things, when we pass the information about idealism, pragmatism, or naturalism, or Mahatma Gandhi, or Vivekananda and their contribution, or Maslow, or Rogers, or Piaget, or Brunner, like that, we forget these most important skills they have to acquire in our classroom, isn't it? Attending to these skills is part of mentoring. Mentoring makes us conscious about attending to the development of such skills as well. Then navigating the resources, for example, how to refer. We all used to Google. When we, I think even some participants here, when I asked for you what mentoring is, we were searching in the Google and reading from the Google. We know how to Google. But one person who is much experienced, much trained how to use Google, the keywords, Boolean language, etc. And another person who just types whatever comes to the mind in the Google task bar, search bar. Will they get the same result? No. Then how to navigate? Google is just one resource before the student. Like that, how to even you just go and ask not the language literature students how to use a dictionary. Then you just go and ask your students, B.Ed students, maybe they may be postgraduates. Just ask them what is a thesaurus. You know thesaurus? You know thesaurus? What is thesaurus? Even you don't know. Are you hearing me?
Sir, yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. So how to navigate, how to use the learning resources. These are some of the dictionaries or libraries, for example, even laboratory, even computer lab, even our psychology lab, Even the laboratory in our college on laboratory of social studies or social studies teaching, how to use them? Are you sure that all your students, social studies students know how to use the equipments and the gadgets displayed in the social science laboratory? No. They are kept there for namesake only. They are not learning how to use these much useful resources for their profession. So these are the activities we have to focus as part of the mentoring in the academic development of the students. Like that in the career development, you mind it is especially important for us teachers. It is especially important for us teachers because teaching is a profession. Students come to our classes to acquire a career in teaching, build a career in teaching. Are they well aware of their goals, what to become? I think one of the most important tasks every teacher educator has to do in their first class of B.Ed is to make them write in black and white what the goal of their taking B.Ed is, what they want to be at the end of the program. Instead of we stating this will be the outcome of the B.Ed in the first pages of curriculum, let them write in black and white in clear language, in their own language, which they can understand what they want to become at the end of the B.Ed program, or what they want to become at the end of the M.Ed program. Is it not good? So that it will become their goal, not our goal. So just like that, career development should be emphasized in classrooms. Then we send our B.Ed students to internship to the nearby schools, maybe decided by the college, maybe suggested by the student teacher themselves, maybe wanted by the school authorities, depending on the nature of our institution. But what is the use of this internship? Just to complete a mandatory requirement of the B.Ed program required by NCTE, or to acquire important skills and qualities as persons and teachers, give opportunities to gain in experiences as novice professionals. If it is so, we have to give ample mentoring to these interning student teachers. Only then they can utilize this opportunity to the most. Then we teach them, they are going to become teachers. They will be employed in some English medium school or CBSE school, or in a school in the foreign country, or in nearby urban area, etc., cosmopolitan area. But do we teach them how to apply for a job? How to make an application request? How to make a CV? Maybe we are doing it for examination purpose, just like we were teaching the letter writing in the class 4. Okay, so career development is important. Then personal development is important, that you were mentioning as part of important aspect of this mentoring. You already mentioned emotional relationship, emotional bond between, trust between, this self-belief, etc. Then respect for the learner, etc. That emotional contact, emotional support, emotional rapport should be there. Then you have already mentioned the importance of building self-confidence in learners. It is part of the mentoring. Then we have to give opportunity to explore their real values and interests. They might have come for the program, B.Ed program, as part of the compulsion of the parents, or compulsion of the nature of times, compulsion of the mark they have got at the degree level, could not earn any other job, etc. Then we have to teach them life skills. How to? We have already seen a lot of life changing, transformative skills mentioned by Spady. then what we actually do is teaching specification of role model. We do that. We do a lot of teaching of how to do the real competencies that we mention as technical requirements of teaching job. That we do. But along with that, the personal development, career development, academic development are important. And this is to be done by building effective relationship, both informal and formal. And through the personal and structured, formal as well as informal, personal and structured and unstructured relationship with the learner. And by collaborating the student teachers in our works, then we have to give them support as well as challenge. These two things, support and challenge, are very important things in mentoring. Actually, when we say mentoring, what we give is support. But when we teach them how to learn, when we give them not, then when we help them identify a research program, when we help them identify a review, when we help them Google something, when we help them learn a letter or write a letter, etc., they are becoming more and more dependent on us. So if we continue to give support only, they will become more and more dependent people. Instead of that, mentoring means that there is a balance between support and challenge. And in between, we can place that collaboration. When we support, we can withdraw it in a way that we are collaborating with them on that work. And that in that way, we can raise some challenge and gradually withdraw the support and gradually increase the challenge. So what you can have just a look here. I am not explaining all this because we have already seen through our discussion, a very detailed discussion. Mentoring is a very broad concept. It has different purposes, and broadly it can include different actors like even faculty member, even industry people or school personnel or peers and students. Then it can be whether it can both formalized and informal. There can be even in a formal setup, even we can train mentors just like teachers. Then we can give them some type of compensation, but it is not usual practice in teaching area. Then mentoring we have mentioned as a developmental relationship, supportive relationship, where there is a mentor-mentee matching in their values, interests, etc., preferences, etc. Then mentoring can be both individual and group-based. Then mentoring has a set of functions related to career, emotional development, psychosocial development, psychological support, and academic support. Then mentors can be related to goal setting, enhancing reflective thinking, giving adequate feedback and necessary feedback, helping them use resources, providing them information, and acting as role models. Okay, I am coming to your responses. You can see a lot of color there. It is just intentional. I have given a teacher-people relationship scale to your students. This is the first half of that. You can see the serial numbers there. I have rearranged them according to the core student teachers have acquired on that scale. Most of them believe that their teachers are, you see, the highest score was obtained to fair, competent, and supportive. They believe that their teacher educators are fair, competent, and supportive already. We help them improve their learning. And their interaction with teachers are positive, respectful, and protective. That means that as mentors, we have these qualities. We have a very positive, respectful, productive interaction with our students. Then they feel that we communicate openly and honestly with them. And most of them, to a high extent, believe that we are available to answer their question even outside the class. and they believe that they respond that we are concerned for their well-being, and we set a welcoming and open environment for communication. These are all duties of a mentor. You can just list them or take a snap of that if you care. Then they believe that our student teachers believe that classroom discussion with their teachers encourage critical thinking and diverse perspective, but it is to a low extent. Then they believe that our student teachers believe that their relationship with their teachers provide them a clear and concise instructions. Our instruction to them, maybe academic instruction, are very clear and concise. They learn from their our teaching styles. Then they believe that we make them feel respected and valued, and we encourage them to think critically and question the assumptions. And they also believe that we give helpful advice to them on setting internship and skill development, and we are providing them teaching skills and improving their performances. So we can take credit that as mentors, we are good performers before our student teachers in these respects. But with regard these respects, you look into them, you please note them. Comparatively, they are less satisfied. They are satisfied, but they are less satisfied with the support we give for them for academic and professional journey, not mere learning. Academic professional progression. The support we give is not as much as the learning support we are giving. Then they are not that much satisfied with us as role models or mentors. Then another one is cultural expectation that we can understand. Maybe their culture and being more younger generation, their culture and our culture may be different, but they are not getting open dialogue from us about the expectation of the teaching profession. Then they are not that much feeling that we are understanding and supporting of their challenges they face as youngsters. Most of them feel that we are not that much understanding of their actual challenges, and they are not getting as support as they feel they desire from them. Then they are not that much feeling that they are getting guidance from their teachers beyond just academics. That is good. Yesterday we have seen that we are giving the competency-based teaching, skill-based teaching that we are providing. We are trying to make them good teachers of for Sunday classrooms, but we are not giving them guidance beyond the academics. Then okay, research projects and professional development opportunities I am skipping because it may fit more to postgraduates. Then we are not discussing their professional development goals with them. I told you we have to make them write their goals for the 2 years when they come at the outset of the course itself. Then they feel that they are not that comfortable seeking our emotional support. They are not that comfortable to take support, emotional support from us when they need our support. They will go to their friends, maybe to their some other elder person or even parents. They are hesitant towards maybe 1 or 2 students may be coming. A few students may be coming. Many of them in general feel that teachers are not givers of comfortable emotional support when they need that. Then they also feel that we are not that regular in communication with. Maybe we are communicating very well in the classroom, but not outside the classroom, about personal matters, about their aspirations, about their goals, about their targets, about their challenges, etc. We are not communicating much. So these are the areas where we have to improve. Then I will mention a few more. Told you that mentoring involves academic development, career development, personal development and competency development. You may feel that we are giving a lot of mentoring for academic development, but it is not like that. Students require even more support from us, even more guidance from us. These areas where I have highlighted in yellow means that these are the areas I have incorporated the data of both teacher educators and student teachers there. What the yellow highlight means is that students require this type of support more than what we intend to give them. You have responded to me that you are trying to give extent of support. And students have responded that they desire this extent of support. When the support the student desire is more than the support we want to give or we are ready to give, it is highlighted in yellow. That means that we have to give more academic support, insisting, understanding, assignment in section that we leave away usually. Please understand, we give assignments, but their instructions are not that simplified. They are very complex. When we give an assignment, we have to make them more student friendly. That is understandable to student at their level, that they desire, but we are not giving. And guidance in structuring and refining academic documents. We say submit an assignment, submit a lesson plan, submit a question paper, submit a that report of a action research, etc. But we are not helping them, giving them proper guidance in structuring, refining these academic documents. Then, like that, we are not helping them as they require, as they desire, in creating study plans and prioritizing tasks. It is a lot of work, we know, record work, then class work, then field work, etc. And actually having a lot of problem in meeting these requirements of B.Ed program as well as their life activities. So we have to give more support in creating study plans. They expect it. That is why I highlight at center. Then like that, methods of managing reading assignments and processing information effectively, then preparing customized study plans, then give assistance in designing effective study schedules and managing exam stress, etc. They expect more from us. But familiarization with the library resources and guidance in utilizing academic support services is at par with us. What we give and what they expect is somewhat similar. That is why it is not highlighted. In again, the career development section, again, most things are in yellow. And we have mentioned all these already, but all these are expected from us more than what we are ready to give them. Then again, now we can summarize within a few minutes. Mentoring personal development. We feel that mentoring means giving support to personal development. What give the extent of giving personal support is almost satisfactory to our students. What extent we give, it is satisfactory to them. What they expect from us, we are able to give them. So it is not highlighted in the yellow. It is just one thing, guidance on acknowledging and celebrating their accomplishment. We are not at par their expectations. Likewise, again, mentoring in teaching competence, because we are all doing it in a very good way. Guidance in understanding roles and expectations of student teachers, supporting mastering classroom management, etc., etc. are competences, teaching competences that we do in our classroom every day, every period, etc. That is why it is at their expectation level. It is not that they are not desiring it from us, because we are giving them in a extent that we expect from us. So there is a difference between mentoring and tutoring.
Sir, excuse me, sir.
Okay, we can summarize. I am going to summarize.
Sir, time up, sir.
Sorry?
Break time, sir.
Okay, we can summarize in a minute. This was the summary I have given you. So as teacher educators and vendors, we have to support our students in academic and professional journey, care about our learners as persons, and guide our learners beyond just academics, and have to keep regular communication with our student teachers, and discuss professional development goals of our student teachers and make them write their goals from the program. Then mentors, we have to mentor for their academic development, but it is not we have to guide learners on adapting to changing job market requirements, and we have to celebrate student accomplishment, and we have to learn to mix support with challenge. Thank you. If there is a comment, you please just discuss, or otherwise we can wind up.